Let me tell you about something I discovered with my Fuji 56mm f1.2. Honestly, at first I bought it to do portraits like everyone else. And then one evening I started trying something different and wow, I'm still learning, but it's so exciting that I wanted to share this with you. I thought I understood what f1.2 meant on paper. But honestly, there's a huge difference between theory and practice. The first few times I really played with this aperture for abstract photos, I was like, wait, did my camera really just do that? What really surprised me is how shallow the depth of field becomes. Like really, really shallow. You focus on a small detail, a water drop, a bit of texture on a wall, and everything else becomes this incredibly soft and abstract blur. I had lots of failed shots at first because I couldn't focus exactly where I wanted. But even the mistakes gave interesting results. And you see, what's cool is that it forced me to slow down, to really think about what I wanted sharp and what I wanted blurred. It's almost like a meditative approach. Well, I still struggle sometimes to get exactly what I have in mind. What I understood after several outings is that you really create the abstraction directly in the camera. No need to be a Photoshop expert. Lucky for me. The abstract image is there on your screen immediately. Sure, I still tweak things a bit in post-processing to adjust colors, but most of the creative work happens when you take the shot. So, perspective compression is something I knew in theory, but I only really understood it by shooting. And honestly, I'm far from having explored all the possibilities. For example, the other evening, and I was really discovering this thing in real time, I photographed reflections in a shop window with street lights in the background. Everything mixed together in a super graphic way, with layers of colors on top of each other. At that moment, I thought, okay, that's interesting. But it was only when looking at the images at home that I really understood what had happened. Now, when I go out, I actively try to find these situations where I can layer elements. But honestly, it's not always easy. What's certain is that it completely changes how I look at the city. I'm starting to see possibilities for layering everywhere. Something I notice even with my level, which is far from expert. The image quality of this lens is really, really good. And for abstract work, I think that helps a lot. Even when I open to f1.2 and the depth of field is super thin, the sharp areas are really sharp. The colors are beautiful and rich, and especially the transitions between sharp and blurred areas are super smooth. It gives an almost cinematic look. I don't know if that's the right word, but there's something special about the rendering. What I generally do is go out without too many specific expectations. I walk around and try to spot interesting things. Reflections, lights, colors that I like. And then I try lots of different things with the same subject. I change the aperture, I move the focus, I try different angles. Frankly, I take a lot of failed photos, like really a lot. For one image that I like, I easily have 20 that go in the trash. But that's how you learn, right? Each outing, I understand a little better how the lens reacts. what works and what doesn't work. One thing I gradually understood is that you really have to forget the classic composition rules. At first, I still forced myself to follow the rule of thirds, to have a straight horizon, all that. And then I told myself, wait, this is abstract, why am I stressing about that? Now, I am much freer in my framing, and strangely, my images are more interesting. I like going to shopping streets in the evening, when the stores are still lit. All these shop windows with their lights and reflections. It's really good training ground for me. I sometimes spend 10 minutes in front of the same window, trying different things. People look at me strangely, but whatever. Listen, I'm not going to tell you that the 56mm f1.2 is the ultimate lens for abstract photography. I don't have enough experience to say that. But what I can tell you is that for me, right now, in my learning phase, it's really perfect. If you have this lens, I really encourage you to try using it differently. Go out one evening, experiment, make mistakes, learn. It's really a super enriching creative adventure. I'd love to hear what you do with it. Have a good day.